Right? BA had a good day. The first group went down and had 2 drives, and we were able to, run the ball and throw it with some accuracy. But we did hit a lull. So that's where we are right now as a team, as an offense, right? Of learning how to finish, learning how to strain, how to finish through into the second half and the fourth quarter. Get off to a fast start is one thing, but we got to learn how to finish it, and that's what this camp's all about.
I know there's a lot of challenges of the O-line. You're not being able to have 5 consistent same guys.
Yeah.
What's the development of Ty Furnish? He's been pretty much consistent at center.
Ty has been doing a good job. It's a great opportunity for anybody, right? Because like you said, it's been a revolving door rotation-wise with the O-line. But again, guys, come on. You got a great opportunity right here. Seize the moment, compete, get after it, and it'll gel. Hopefully we can get these other guys back here before we get ready to prepare for Richmond and get this group to start gelling. Because there's moments when they're out there together, it looks pretty good, and there's moments where it looks really, really bad. So.
I know this coaching staff kind of challenged the receiving corps
to
kind of step up. How have they kind of progressed to this point in camp?
Yeah, there's always like a turning moment, right? And, Wicks has been a guy that's been trending. And last week, I think he really took a big step forward as a leader. His work habits have been really good. He's been challenged to be consistent every day. Lavelle's been challenged to be consistent every day. He's shown some flashes, but it's not there yet. He needs to be more consistent. Getting Billy back into the rotation a little bit here now. But again, he's got to be challenged. He missed spring ball, so he's got a lot of makeup to do, just conditioning and mentally. So that group, the thumbs on them every day, right? Because that's our playmakers, right? Those guys got to be there every day, doing the little things right, and then the big plays that happen.
What was the extra running there?
We had a terrible day offensively. Too many turnovers, too many pre-snap penalties. We had a pass period, too many sacks, right? And, we got to be balanced. We got to be able to run the ball physically, but we got to pass protect too. So it's all encompassing, put them in that situation. And we didn't meet the challenge today. We took a step back today offensively.
Whose decision is it that there's going to be extra? Is that you? Is that Coach Elliott?
It's a combination, whatever we see fit to challenge these guys mentally and physically. Yeah.
Can an inexperienced offensive line be a good?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
Can an inexperienced offensive line be a good offensive line? Have you had that in your career?
Yeah, they can. It's over time. At some point it'll click. But again, it goes back, that group, they got to work the same combinations with the same guy, right? If I'm the right tackle and I'm right guard and I'm working my combination on inside zone and I'm working with that guy repeatedly over and over and over, right? Just muscle memory. But when it's changing from one guy to the next within a practice, not so much day to day, but within a practice, it just makes it hard to get in the rhythm. So we got to get a simulation of 5, 6, 7 guys that we can consistently work together so they can get those combinations. In pass pro, we're passing off twists, and they're working in unison together. So it takes a little time. We're going to get it, though, but it takes a little time.
Even though Billy Kemp is a little behind, what's impressed you about him?
He's a competitor. He's getting into shape, football shape. All the conditioning they've done this summer is one thing, but like when you get out here and trying to get into football shape, it taxes you mentally, taxes you physically, and he just got to get acclimated to it.
And what you saw of him on film last year, what did you like about his game?
I mean, he's dynamic, right? It's the guy to get the ball in his hands and can make some things in open field, just like a lot of those guys, right? And just, again, it goes back to being consistent and doing the little things correctly.
Keaton's been all over the place throughout his career.
Correct.
Going back to Mississippi State.
Yep.
It really seems like this fall he's really focusing on those fundamentals. I see Coach Aikens pull him work on blocking and stuff. How has it kind of changed?
Again, when you look at yourself, right, as a player, right, he's in his, 5th or 6th year now. If you're really, really trying to evaluate yourself, you look at yourself and say, okay, what can I do to be better, right? Yes, he's done a lot of things, right? So it makes him good at a lot of things, but not necessarily great at something. So we're trying to refine his skills as a receiver, right? So he can be elite and be different in that regard. He has natural ball skills. He has natural movement skills as a ball carrier, right? But let's become elite as a route runner.
We have these front name guys a lot, Keaton, Dontavian.
Yeah.
Some of these other guys, Chandler, Starling, how do they look in camp, and is anybody kind of...
Well, again, one key thing in this program, right, is obviously mental and physical toughness, but consistency, right? And those guys have some talent. They're not consistent, right? They got to be more consistent for us so that they're in the conversation with the Keatons, the Wicks, the Lavelles. And there's still times where that group is not truly consistent. That's across the board on offense. That's what we had today, right? From one position group to another. We turn the ball in the red zone, right? We give up a sack. We have a pre-snap penalty, right? Those things cost you games, right? So everybody has to play more consistent.
Can he still use Keaton though, like in those different ways while he's still trying to master one of them?
Certainly, he's smart enough to do that. That's one thing I appreciate him about him. He has a really good football IQ and understand how he can fit within a pass concept or in formations and different things to move around. Yes.
Yes, he told me when we had the media lunch
Yeah.
that he thought a rotation of 6 receivers
Yeah.
was what you're going for.
Yeah.
Where are you in identifying? I mean, I can
Yeah.
probably tell you 1 through 4, but
Yeah.
where are you kind of identifying those next few guys?
Well, it's practice 10 of 25. We still got some work to do. We still do. The 6th guy could be a tight end. It could be a running back. Paris Jones is having a really good camp, and he can catch the football, right? So the 6 pass catchers may not just come from the wide receiver room. You know, it's open competition, and we know we got to play with 5 offensive linemen and a quarterback, right? So that's 6. The other 5 skill players, how does that make up the most 5 consistent guys day to day?
With Paris, where have you seen his game grow since the spring? Where has he elevated himself?
But I think he has a better grasp of what we're doing. He's more physically fit. He's in better conditioning. He's training longer, right? He's training longer, harder, playing that 4 to 6 seconds that we ask for every play.
Kind of turnovers. Following up on that,
Yeah.
how would you feel like the running back competition looks?
Yeah.
You know, like a guy like Cody Brown coming in.
Yeah. Again, that's another position group that we're always looking at to see which guy is really trying to separate from himself, or is it a group that's going to kind of meander in the middle of the pack, right? Who's going to be the alpha dog, right, as they say? Who's going to separate them? You know, and you look at camp, like Paris is a guy day to day. He's kind of been doing that, right? The other guys have had their flashes. Mike has had his day. Cody's had his day. You know, Ahmad has had his day. But again, we need more consistency. That's just a common theme throughout offensively, right? To get in sync, get in rhythm, we need all 11 guys playing consistent.
You mentioned turnovers.
Yes.
Is that a today problem, or has that been an ongoing camp
It
problem?
really reared its head today, ugly head today, right? You know, when you're competing against each other, right, those things tend to happen in practice. We're not naive to think that a ball might not be turned over. It's not acceptable, but when we have, 4 interceptions, 2 fumbles a day, that's really, really unacceptable. So.
Mike Hollins was in the green. Is that just precautionary, or are you?
Yeah, I don't know. Yes, I don't. I mean, yeah.
Do you want
Because those green jerseys mean different things, so
Right.
like that, yeah.
do you want one lead back, or do you want probably 3 or 4?
I think where we are right now, it's a committee group, all right? But within that committee, who's the first guy out depends on how they go about these next couple of practices.
Those turnovers, how many of them were Brennan related, and do you?
You know what? I don't know for sure on that. It's a blur, truthfully. I see it when we watch on the film. He's done a decent job taking care of the ball. But we're rotating a lot of guys. We're playing 3-4 groups. But again, it don't matter who's in there, whether it's Brennan or Jared Raymond or Davis Lane, or it could be Luke Wentz, right? Everybody's responsibility. When you have the ball, you're carrying the team. We got to do a better job of taking care of the football.